Hello, everyone. This is Jeanette Schliga with VGA, and I'm here with the wonderful Lynn Broderick. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Jeanette. How are you?
I am good. Thank you so much. I was saying, before we started recording that I don't know you all that often. And so you shared with me that you have a full-time genealogy business. Can you share with everyone how you got started with that?
Basically, I volunteered for a number of years, and as individuals have come to me and asked me to work on their genealogy, I've accepted those by contract, and I pursue that. So I do a lot of historical research and a lot of historical genetic genealogy research.
Oh, great. Is genetic genealogy a specialty of yours?
I thoroughly enjoy it. I do.
Yeah.
And when it's appropriate for the case, of course, I use that tool in the toolbox and find answers. So
yeah, definitely. DNA was definitely a wonderful new tool in the toolbox that was added, gosh, over 10 years ago now. I mean, I know that they had it before then, but when it really became mainstream for genealogists to start using, I feel it was around like 2011. Do you think it was about then too, or?
Well, actually, the price point came down around 2013. So really, it hasn't been quite 10 years.
Yeah.
But we're talking about it a lot earlier, and there were a few books published back in 2004, 2005.
Yeah. That's so fun. Now, with all your genealogy business, do you get a chance to work on your own tree at all?
It's been a challenge, especially since I've contacted some living cousins. They hope to have me do a little bit more. And I'm working on that. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, no, I try to balance it all.
Yeah. Do you have a lot of ancestry in the United States, or what countries, do you tend to do a lot of your research when you get the time to on your own tree?
Yeah, I tend to do Midwest and Mid-Atlantic, but I also do Italian research, German research, French research, and I'm working on the Irish research. They tend to be a little bit more challenging. I've got a couple generations of orphans, so that doesn't make it easy, especially when you don't have DNA donors. I can get that out.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, speaking of DNA that you mentioned, you have an upcoming program with VGA, and it's titled, It's All About Ethics Using DNA with Integrity. Can you share a little bit about what we're going to learn with that program that you're going to give?
Well, hopefully I can give some background and some current issues and discuss it. To me, ethics is foundational to keeping DNA as well as other records available to genealogists to do what we do. And a lot of people don't think about those issues. They get excited about finding that cousin or those biological parents, or, and they just kind of get involved. And I think that's great. It's great to just jump in and get involved, but it's also nice to think about the direction in which this great tool is headed. A lot of times individuals like CC Moore are asked, what do you see happening in the next 5 years? And they don't have an answer. Because I remember when I interviewed Thomas Schocker, who worked with NGS back in 2010, I think his book came out in 2004 or 5, and he's a physician, and his biggest concern in 2010 was that we would be able to identify the donors of adoptees. I mean, and look how far we've come with that. So that was a major concern then. Now we have law enforcement, and medicine is making progress, and there's opportunities. That's the other thing that we sometimes are not aware of, is the opportunities that are available through this. And so I have some suggestions on how to approach this and how to be engaged in protecting this opportunity that we have. So
yeah, we wouldn't want it taken away from us. That's for sure. I see what you're saying. I imagine in my dreams that the future of DNA would allow for artifact testing, which I know exists at specialty companies, but I would love for it to exist with Ancestry that has the largest database of users. And so like if I had I have old envelopes, and if it was affordable for me to send send the envelope to see who licked it and see if it matched on my tree, to the person who I think that would, I would find that so fascinating and exciting. So who knows, maybe in 5 years, like you said, who knows, maybe in 10 years.
I was going to say, we don't know, and that is exciting. And then there's a lot of questions, would the person who licked that envelope give consent? How do we work with that? Do the dead have rights? I mean, we say in our records that they don't, but at what point do they have rights? And so there's a lot of considerations that we have to go through to try to come to what I would call a win-win solution, to make it equitable for all and provide that security that we need to move forward in a positive direction. What we don't want is for it to go into a nefarious direction, So
yeah. Well, I am super excited and already am intrigued about what you're going to teach us in the upcoming presentation you have for VGA. So thank you so much for being here, Lynn. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me. It's been great to talk with you today.
Thanks.